Hello, I'm Mantastic'c and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be talking about the 10th REMDra Fever dungeon, No Water, that has just gone live in North America. So, REMDra Fever ranking dungeons shouldn't really be quote-unquote ranking dungeons because they still award the same cosmetic crown upgrade for those who score high enough. But the twist with REMDra Fevers is that any number of players can achieve a crown so long as you hit the point cap of 999,999, and this is done over the course of numerous runs. It is cumulative. You could take 50 runs if you're less efficient, maybe 40 runs if you get higher scores. The point that matters is if you put in the time and effort, you can achieve a crown by just playing over and over again. And at the same time, the REMDra Fever dungeons tend to offer reasonably lucrative drops for 25 stamina, so it's not a bad thing to play over and over again. On the bright side, there are no water orbs present, which in turn should increase the overall combo count. And there are two different types of matching bonuses. There are TPAs for plus 200 points and a recover bind or a row of hearts for plus 1,000. So once again, if you do hit the point cap of just under 1 million, you receive a cosmetic crown. And regardless of what number of players achieve this, in theory, if the whole server achieves this point limit, everyone gets a crown. But that's obviously not going to happen. So we do have an entire week to do this, so you've got quite a bit of time to budget and plan yourself out. So how does REMDra Fevers work? Well, they work quite differently compared to regular ranking dungeons. And the reason for that is because we are scored based on different metrics. The main idea is you're going to be clearing orbs on a regular basis, and after you clear a certain number of orbs, you level up. You start the dungeon at level 1, and when you erase X number of orbs, you progress higher and higher. The point of progressing higher and higher is A, you refill this time bar to match orbs, so you get more time again, which is nice, and B, having combos on higher level floors gives more points, so you want to get to as high level as possible because points are worth more, and more points just means more happiness overall. And in addition to that, your life, quote unquote, for when you end the dungeon is 40 orbs of the color that spawns. So if the REMDra is the green one that spawns, if you match 40 orbs over the course of the dungeon, you will finish and you will receive the rewards and your score will be locked in. If you fail to match 40 orbs, you will forfeit whatever score and whatever drops were you were possibly entitled to. So to summarize this, you need to clear orbs of the color that spawns to complete the dungeon, but you want to avoid matching them for as long as possible to give yourself the chance to level up to higher levels, because to level up, you need to match X number of any orb to go to the next step. So it seems a little counterintuitive, and there's no true timer in terms of time left for this type of ranking dungeon. Instead, you will have a continuously ticking time bar that pauses whenever matching is completed, but while you're thinking and moving orbs or using actives, the timer will continuously tick down. Leveling up restores it fully, matching hard orbs restores a portion of said time bar. Finally, all active skills are immediately charged upon entering the dungeon, but can only be used once regardless of how much stalling you could have possibly done. So, what are the strategies to score higher? Well, you want to level up as much as possible. Leveling up requires you to match X number of orbs of any element, and higher levels equals more points. To level up, it's usually best to match one combo. If you match a single combo, you prevent the chance of skyfalls occurring, and when a skyfall does occur, it's less likely to contain the problematic color. You want to match avoiding the specific color that spawns against you, because that is kind of like your health pool. And the way you avoid matching it is you bring it down to the bottom of the screen, and then you will be able to either just ignore it because you can just match to the top portion, and when the board becomes too overflooded with the problematic orbs, you'll use the specific orb changes I list down below to remove them, which in turn gives you more orbs to play around with and delays the whole matching the 40 to end the dungeon run prematurely. Higher combos at higher levels equals more points, reasonably self-intuitive there. Use TPAs, which is a match 4, when convenient for plus 200 points. The only drawback is we only have a green TPA available for our entire team, and that's problematic because if the green spawn appears, you're not really going to be matching green TPAs on a general basis. But thankfully, matching a row of hearts, which needs 6, will trigger plus 1,000 points, which is definitely quite lucrative. Also, last time around, it was plus 500 points for TPA. Now it's plus 200 points. This is actually quite a large, significant point difference. So, as I had mentioned before, the orb changes you want to use will vary based on the spawn you encounter. So there are 6 different cards we are given access to, each of them are different orb changers, but only certain ones of them are good against certain spawns. So basically you want to just go horizontally across a given column. If the red one spawns, I want to use these orb changers. And for myself, I prefer to use orb changers that are just a regular orb changer to start and then a tri-elemental board changer at the end. Reason for that is I find it easier to combo a tri-colored board, and if you're running short on time, you're guaranteed to most likely get quite a few hearts as well, possibly. Again, at the same time, the regular orb changer does convert the problem color to hearts. What order you choose to use it in will just come down to personal preference. Again, it shouldn't matter too much overall, I feel, because at least both produce hearts. Remember, TPAs do give bonus points, but TPAs only exist for green, which is obviously problematic if you get the green spawn. For cascading a special timer. So, as I said before, the timer doesn't tick down if you stop matching orbs. So basically, if you're thinking about what to match, or you're in the process of matching, or utilizing active skills and whatever animations tied to that active skill itself, the timer will tick down. But after you stop matching orbs and the combo animations begin, the timer doesn't move. That means skyfalls that come down don't endanger that timer, as well as cascading. And cascading is the art of having orbs being removed and other orbs drop into position, which causes a more staggered rate of matching, which in turn increases the chance of skyfalls. Not guaranteed, but gives you a better chance, and because we're not penalized for time remaining because of the special setup, cascading is advantageous. Finally, there are lucrative rewards, and if you do wish to play the dungeon over and over again after you've hopefully got your score cap, you can utilize the board changers that actually generate the problematic color and just match them as fast as you can. So, in conclusion, utilize the orb changers to remove the problematic orbs if you're trying to score higher, but it will obviously have slower clear times. Once you've hit the point cap and you want to keep playing over and over again, just abusing the board changers that actually make the problematic orbs is the way to go. Now, with all that being said, why don't we take a look at what the dungeon looks like if I actually play through it. So, transitioning into my pad screen, and I am going to play it for the first time. And like I said, you only have wood TPAs because only Verdandi has a TPA. No one else has a TPA, so only green matters. So hopefully I don't actually get the green to spawn. It is the yellow one. So that means if I match 40 yellow orbs over the course of the dungeon, I'll complete it and then score the points. But at the same time, I want to try and avoid matching them for as long as possible. So to do so, I am actually going to be slowly bringing them down to the bottom of the screen. And if you match that beautiful row, you are going to get bonus points. So one interesting thing about REMDra is you can actually make 0 combos and it still is okay. So I'm just going to bring all my orbs into position. Score the bonus points when I can. Trying to level up. Excellent. So you get quite a bit of time at the very beginning, to be fair. But I'm starting to get a bit problematic, so I'm just going to dump it, and I'm going to make some rows of hearts. Might as well get some bonus points, why not? And thankfully there are very few light orbs on the board. And I'm going to keep just bringing them down to the bottom. Matching bigger... Oh yeah, I can also match wood TPAs. That's a good thing to remember to do. So yeah, less points compared to a row of hearts, but points nevertheless. Okay, let's keep matching these wood TPAs. Whoops, I did not mean to match the light orbs. That's not what you're supposed to do. But remember, rows are your friend. Gotta be mindful of my timer now. It's a little dicey, but I'm about to level up. And then I'm going to utilize the last board changer for Dandy and just go happy with some rows of hearts and combos. Whatever. And now I'm just going to match like normal now because we are now at a point where, well, I guess... I'm getting close to leveling up. Okay, well that was unfortunate, a blob of light. Light again. Stop. Stop. I leveled up. Normally you want to level up and abuse the fact that you can get more combos, or sorry, you want to level up to score higher every time you make a combo. I realize I probably shouldn't bother making rows now at this point because I get less points compared to probably just brute comboing it out, at this level at least. Because you score many more points when you're at a higher level. I'm about to level up, so I'm going to try and do that instead of wasting useful orbs. There we go. Level up. I got an L of wood, which is not quite right, but it's okay. I'm not getting any Skyfalls. I gotta level up soon. I'm getting a little dangered, so I'm just gonna make sure I level up and then take one whole turn to get everything ready. Here we go. This is my big chance to do good. Okay, I have a chance to have one more combo if nothing matched. Okay, I got a little cascade. I finished the run, but my score seems reasonably high overall, I'd say. Like, if I keep Skyfalling, yes. So 50k is pretty good. So, like, obviously more Skyfalls does make it easier, but at the same time, if you follow that approach of saving orbs, trying not to overmatch when you're about to level up, and then just comboing as high as you can and hoping for Skyfalls, your scores can be quite high. Now, I feel like this is probably definitely higher than my average run to be, but I've only done one thus far. I think usually these REMDras, like, 30k is usually a reasonably acceptable or expected score if you can, like, be patient overall. So, hopefully this video provides you some insight as to what you can do for REMDra Fever Dungeons. I wish you all the very, very best luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling!